everyone, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new here, my name is Tracy and I'm a part-time reseller on the platform Poshmark. Today I have another What Sold video for you. This is for September 16th through the 30th. And like in my previous What Sold video, I mentioned that in the month of August, my Poshmark closet was completely on vacation mode for the entire month of August. And I was shockingly surprised at the sales that I was getting at the beginning of September, and it continued into the second part. Not any real bangers, but you know, enough sales. And you know, just to put it out there that I'm sharing these sales to show everyone what a part-time reseller in Wisconsin can sell. I like to sell all different types of things, hard goods and plush and clothes and shoes and purses. I like to list what I am excited to list, and if it only sells for a little bit, I'm okay with that. Most people don't have a lot of storage to store a lot of items, long tail items. I kind of do and kind of don't. So there's that. But anyways, I just wanted to mention all that. So let's get into this What Sold. The very first thing is this Coach signature canvas and leather little small shoulder bag. There's a story with this one. They started that new, I can't even think of what it's called. I think it's called like Smart Sell or something. And they just started that. Well, I listed this purse and it sold within minutes. And I was shocked because I listed it for $45 because these are really popular right now. And I pretty much figured I could get full price for it. Well, it sold for $32. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, I didn't even get a chance to, it didn't sell for full price. So I was really confused. Well, I figured it out that I didn't have the Smart Sell toggle switched off. So Poshmark took over, their bot took over and sold it for me for $32. So yeah, there's that. But I paid $2 for this at a garage sale. I actually had it hanging on the back of a door for the longest time because the inside had some major makeup stains that I couldn't get out. But I just put that in the listing and I knew it would sell. But my earnings on that was $25.60. So next is this Safety First new in the box nursery healthcare kit. It had like clippers in the nose, booger sucker outer, and a little brush and all that good things. I paid $1 for this. It's been listed for well over a year, and it finally sold for $11 with my earnings being $8.05. Next is these two Pioneer Woman stoneware coffee mugs. I paid 50 cents a piece for these at a garage sale last summer, and they finally sold for $25 with my earnings being $20. Next is a pretty cool sale. There is a reseller on YouTube that I watch in the same state that I'm in, and I went into her closet and purchased something, and she in return came into my closet and purchased these vintage owl wall hangings. I paid 50 cents for these guys, and I listed them in April of this year, and she ended up paying $18 with my earnings being $14.40. So thanks, Mandy. Next are these Crocs. These were a pair of men's very large size. I think they were size 14s. They had the lightning bolt pattern on them. I paid $3 for them and listed them in June, and they sold for $21 with my earnings being $16.80. Next is not a very good sale. I picked these two butterfly decorative throw pillows up from Goodwill. It was during the winter sometime at the beginning of the year. I just thought they were very pretty. But I ended up paying, I think it was $3 a piece for them. And they only sold for $15 with my earnings being $12. So I didn't make very much off of them, but I thought they were pretty. So I just thought they'd be worth a little bit more. Next is this new without tags mustard yellow Tahari ribbed short sleeve shirt. I picked this up off the $99 rack at Goodwill back in March. It sold for $15 with my earnings being $12. This little photo frame here, I also picked up at Goodwill. I paid 99 cents for it. It was like it was a metal. It wasn't, what do you call that? Oh, brain fart again. I'm not going to be able to think of it right now. But I paid 99 cents for it. It was a little nursery rhyme picture frame. I think it was Hey Diddle Diddle. It sold for $8 with my earnings being $5.05. So I only made $4 on it, but it is what it is. You live and learn, right? Next is another item I got off the $1.99 rack at Goodwill. It was just this hot pink Land's End V-neck sweater. It sold for $17 with my earnings being $13.60. Next, I was thrifting with my husband, and at the time that we went thrifting, he at late night, some of my things would pop up on the YouTube feed about resellers, and he was watching them while I was sleeping, and he was learning about cake pans. And so we were looking at them in Goodwill, and most of them weren't worth picking up, but this one here, this Nordic wear petite popover pan, was worth me picking up. I paid $2.99 for it, and it sold for $20 with my earnings being $16. This cute realistic spotted seal plush by the brand Fiesta I picked up at the Goodwill outlet bins last year. My average cost of goods that day was $1. It sold for $16 with my earnings being $12.80. This here was from a garage sale last summer. I picked up a bunch of Barbie, like a big bucket of Barbie accessories, and I also picked this bag up. All it was in there was like little boys' action figure weapons, like knives, guns, all different little sizes, colors, just all different types of little pieces. There was over 100 pieces in there. It's, like I said, it's been listed over a year. I paid $2 for the bag of them, and they sold for $27 with my earnings being $21.60. And the reason why I listed it in a big lot like this is because most of them weren't worth anything, but there was some like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and some He-Man stuff in there. So I would imagine another reseller probably picked that up for maybe them pieces. That's my assumption. Next is this Avalanche outdoor pullover sweatshirt. I paid $1 for it at a church sale back in March. It sold for $23 with my earnings being $18.40. Here is another set of these wall hangings. These were leaves and they were small. I paid 50 cents a piece for them at the church sale last fall. And I said, I think my last what sold, these sell. I picked them up and they're usually very inexpensive. But these two leaf wall hangings sold for $12 with my earnings being $9.05. This one here is a garbage pick. It was in its original box, but the box had damage, like chewings, like mouse chewings. So I took the item out, and it's a vintage 1960s, maybe it's not 60s, no, 70s, I'm thinking. But it's a Sponge & Company green bean slicer, and it was a nice avocado green color. So I paid nothing for this, and it sold for $18 with my earnings being $14.40, and it only took a couple months to sell. This here is a Lucky Brand sweater. It was super duper soft. I paid $2 for it at a garage sale over the summer. It sold for $19 with my earnings being $15.20. Next is a Nike NFL Green Bay Packer Eddie Lacy jersey. I live in Wisconsin and it's football season. I paid $2 for it. It's only been listed since April and it sold for $18 with my earnings being $14.40. This I've had listed since 2023, July. So that means that's when I started my Poshmark closet, was July of 2023. I had a lot of interest in it, but nobody would purchase it. But it was this Champion terry cloth Y2K ringer tee. It sold for $16 with my earnings being $12.80, and I reduced the price quite a few times on that one. I sold my first Ralph Lauren linen bedding item from the Helpsy Source New Source mystery box that I got. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link that video down below. You can go check that out if you want to. I invested a lot of money into 10 items in this mystery box, and the first one sold, which was this king size work shirt chambray fitted sheet. It sold for $45 with my earnings being $36, and I paid $38 per item, so I didn't even make back my money on this one item, but I'm hoping for some other items to sell to make up for that loss. But a lot of sheets I got in there, so I knew that they were going to be lower sellers, but that's okay. One sold. I'm happy. Next is a lot of 2 Walt Disney Tigger figurines. These were super cute. Went to a garage sale, and somebody was a avid collector of Tigger. I mean, there was just tables and tables of Tigger stuff. I paid $1 each for these. They've been listed for over a year. They sold for $20 with my earnings being $16. This here I paid $1 for at a garage sale. It's by the brand D&D. It's the Star stocking. It lit up. It only sold for $8 with my earnings being $5.05. Next is a pair of jeans. These were from the brand Cut From The Cloth. I paid $1 for them at the Goodwill outlet bins over a year ago. They sold for $20 with my earnings being $16. Next is a bundle. First thing in here is this Disney Night Before Christmas top. It was actually part of a pajama set, and I didn't realize that until I went to photograph it. It's been listed for over a year. I paid $1 for that. And then this lot of 9 vintage hankies, and some of these had condition issues, but I paid less than $2 because I got it in a big lot of them, and I split them up into different lots. They've only been listed a couple months, but those 2 items together, the lady sent me an offer of $30, which I accepted, and my earnings were $24. These are Fisher Price. These are baby rattles, the little corn popper, and then just the one little shaker one. I got these out of a free box at a church sale, so I have nothing into these. They sold for $9 with my earnings being $6.05. This here I picked up a long time ago at the beginning of my reselling journey. I picked it up mainly because of the graphics on the box. It was this vintage vintage Pyrex by Corning 10-cup beverage server with the candle warmer that goes underneath it. I just thought the box was really cool. It did have some damage or whatever. It took a really long time to sell, but I only paid $1 for it, and it sold for $40 with my earnings being $32. Next is a biker t-shirt. It was just from I'm thinking it was a tavern in Sturgis. I paid $2 for it at a garage sale last summer. The tavern was called One-Eyed Jack's, but it sold for $20 with my earnings being $16. Next is a pair of Old Navy jeans I got off the $1.99 rack at Goodwill. They were listed 3 months ago. They were the high-rise Wow Flare jeans. They sold for $15 with my earnings being $12. Here is a Mary Meyer pink unicorn. I don't pick up unicorns anymore. They sit in my closet. But I paid $1 for this at the Goodwill outlet bins last year in April. This unicorn sold for $12 with my earnings being $9.05. Here was a piece that I was going to put in my a haul for my fall winter backstock. It's this Ann Taylor Loft 1-button red blazer. I picked it up for 50 cents at a garage sale this summer, and I put it away because I thought it'd be a nice holiday piece for somebody. It sold within days for $16 with my earnings being $11.30. Here's something I just put in a haul. It was something I picked up over the summer, but I finally put in a haul here not too long ago. It was this Shark Smooth Air Heated Brush. I paid $2 for it. It sold for $33 with my earnings being $26.40. Next is a coffee mug I got for 99 cents at Goodwill. It's a Starbucks from 2015. It was the Doodle Tennis Dog coffee cup mug. It sold for $11 with my earnings being $8.05. And my last item to sell in September was this Marmot Goose Down puffer coat. I paid $5 from a garage sale last summer. It didn't sell last winter, but somebody finally came in and picked it up this fall. So I paid $5 for it. It sold for $40 with my earnings being $32. So that's it, you guys. So I appreciate everybody clicking on the video and spending some of your quality time with me today. I hope everybody has a great rest of your day. Bye. Like and subscribe.